Here we go. Spoiler alert, audience. Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. Hello, Kendall.
Hello.
Happy Monday, my dear. You look beautiful. Happy birthday. Hi, everybody. Hello, White Bear Lake. Hello, Oak Grove. Hello, Princeton. Hello, Cambridge. And hello to my beautiful mother. Welcome to the show, everybody. Happy Monday. End of February. End of February on the leap year. We are ready to go. Thank you. Have a seat. Have a seat. Let's get going. They're good people. They're Monday people. Welcome to the show, everybody. Please save a lot of that love for my sidekick sister. Give it up for Kendall.
Hi. Hello.
How you doing?
Hello. Very well. I like this combination. I don't think I've seen it before.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, it's new. Got it
Welcome.
over the weekend at
Oh.
the little outlet. I love the Nordstrom rack. If I could just quietly pass away in the store, it would be there. I just, I'm not going to, audience. I'm just saying, but I just, just I'll fall asleep in the shoe section. That's fine. That's fine.
I'll be
Yeah.
fine. Mhm.
How was your weekend?
It was great. Was up north, met a lot of people, went cross-country skiing, fell cross-country skiing.
Oh, are you all right?
Yeah, I mean, my neck hurts a little bit.
Yeah,
but
I always forget you're outdoorsy. You're an outdoorsy kind of. No, she is. She's.
Yes.
You're
I'm woodsy.
You're
as
woodsy.
we would call it. I'm
Yes,
woodsy.
you are
Yeah.
woodsy.
So I did my woodsy stuff, and then I hurt myself, and then I went in the hot tub for 3 hours, and I pruned myself like a prune.
I'm not an expert, but that's a long time to be in a hot tub.
Yeah, I got a sunburn.
Wait.
Yeah.
Audience, you missed it. You got a sunburn in the hot
I got a sunburn.
tub?
Yes, right over there. I got like one little burn.
Okay, only Kendall would get a sunburn in that's
In February, yeah.
In February, but you do you.
Thank you.
I was speaking of sun and the turn of the season. I always say this, that forget the groundhog, forget that rodent, forget Punxsutawney Phil. The true sign of the seasons changing occurs at Target. When Target puts out their spring outdoor furniture, it means we're almost there. I shot this over the weekend. This is Target number 1 in Roseville. The outdoor furniture is out, everybody. That's right. Which means only 4 more months of winter. It's fantastic. I'm very, what? Why do you have a face that should make you happy?
because I really like the egg thing.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? That wicker egg thing? I don't know what you call it.
Wicker is back.
Uh-huh.
I remember when my mom, in the 80s, my mom had wicker chairs and wicker. Can we just, as a people, agree on one thing? Wicker is not comfortable.
No.
It is not. Audience, I mean, it's pretty, but it's not comfortable.
Yeah.
It's aesthetically pleasing to the eye, but not to the rear.
Beauty
Nobody
is
wants to
pain.
sit in wicker. You never hear 2 women go, "Oh, Sally, I really would like to sit in that wicker chair." Nobody ever says that.
Beauty is pain, darling. Beauty is pain.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Nothing's sicker than wicker. Wicker's the thing.
Said by no one ever. No. I gotta say, we do this thing on the Facebook page called the Jason Show Before the Show. Live every day on Facebook at 9:15. You get to go into our meeting where we talk about today's show. It's incredibly exciting, and you get to see everybody. You get to see producer Jeff and Ted. You get to see you.
You don't really get to see Jeff.
Jeff holds a camera.
Yeah.
You get to see America's favorite intern, Kenny.
Yes.
That's right, Kenny's in there. And you get to see director Leo. Now, audience, here we go. So director Leo, we've been on the show. He's been on the show a few times. Well, here's what we know about him. He does a really good garage sale, and he curls. He does curling.
Yeah,
And if
curling.
you ever want to get his attention, you just mention curling, and it's like squirrel, and he'll pop up. So Leo's, on the thing for a little while, and we get done, and Jeff comes back to me. He goes, "You got to read this comment from this lovely woman." She writes on the comment, she goes, "I really enjoy Leo. I think he should get more screen time."
Give the people what they want,
Yeah.
you know?
Hey, Leo. Leo, you there?
Hi, Jason.
Hi, Leo. Are you hearing? The public wants more of you.
I can understand.
Roll that animation, Leo. Let's get started. Here we go. Modesty is the word for today. Anyway, let's get started. This broke Friday. Everyone lost their mind. A Friends reunion is the only thing we've wanted for the last several months, and it looks like we're going to get it. The cast is reuniting. Yeah. The cast, now this isn't a rumor. This is for real, everybody. This is not a drill. The cast is reuniting for an hour-long unscripted special on the soon-to-be new streaming service HBO Max. Now, according to our friends at Deadline, the deal will pay each of the 6 stars between $3 and $4 million for the reunion. The special, along with the 236 episodes of Friends, will now only be available on the new HBO Max starting in May. That's why it left Netflix. Now, you remember the streamer paid $425 million for the rights to the series. Also, I read over in the Wall Street Journal a couple days ago, sales for the DVDs of Friends are skyrocketing because you can't find it anywhere right now on streaming because it's off. But then I'm thinking to myself, could you turn on TBS? It's on. I mean, it's on. It's right now. It's on.
Yeah. Do like old fashioned, get the VHS player out and tape it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. But I am excited because you know why I'm excited? Not only do I think this will be fun, but now we'll never have to watch the cast of Friends try to juggle around the question, is there going to be a reunion? Because every time they go on a talk show, that's what they're asked. So they'll never have to try to fake an answer. Now we have one, there's going to be a reunion. Yeah. Do you like how they're doing it, though? The money? Yeah, I know, the money.
Oh my gosh, $3 to $4 million just sit down on a couch with people you like for a couple hours?
Yeah.
Where do people get these jobs?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you make 2.5 for this show. I don't know what you. Yeah.
That's true. It's very for that couch.
Is it It's 2.7 now. 2.4. She makes 2.4. Okay.
I got docked when we brought Kenny on. I mean.
That's right. I know. Yeah. Did Kenny take some of your salary? Really?
Yes,
That's how it works.
Yes, that quiz was.
Yeah. Kenny's like, I get 0. That's right. Yeah. I gave him my credit card today, though, in the meeting. You'll see that on the video. Yeah. Better be getting that back, by the way. Next in the dish, we're learning more about why Bethany Frankel left the Real Housewives of New York. This interview is so honest and juicy. Bethany talked to Variety over the weekend. Now, a lot of folks assumed that she left because of the money. But she said she was actually staying because of the money, which, according to Bethany, was astronomical. She said it became exhausting. She was caring about, this is almost a verbatim line. She said that she was caring about things and people she wouldn't normally care about. She also said the other women on the show started promoting questionable businesses. The new season without Bethany debuts in April. Hey, this is my favorite franchise. I'm going to miss her. I wish she was on the show, but I agreed with every single word of what she said. Can you imagine? Jeff painted a good scenario. Imagine you were on a show, you're getting paid a lot of money, but you're on a show with people you really don't like. You know what I mean?
Right.
That would be mentally, and then you're fighting with them. I can imagine why you would be like, I'm out.
Yeah.
A check, please. I don't need she doesn't need the money, you know?
No, I think that maybe initially it's always like, well, I can suck it up for, we've all done jobs we don't love because we need the money.
Yeah.
But after a while, you're like, my self-worth is way more than anything you can pay me. And I want to know who she's talking about. Who's promoting stuff that she thinks is trashy? I'm curious. I don't watch
everybody
the show.
on that show.
Oh.
Everybody except yo. Well, Ramona has her fake skincare line.
What?
Allegedly. Allegedly, she has a skincare line.
Oh.
It's like oil Volay, basically. Yeah, and then Sonia has Sonia at Home. So she's sold like 3 pairs of sheets. You know what I mean? That's it. They're not real, but they're faux businesses.
Well,
They're not
hence
real.
why I've never heard of it. I was honestly
Yeah.
curious.
But I love them all. I don't care if their businesses are fake. I watch it because they're hysterical. Next in the dish, Richard Dreyfuss was featured on CBS Sunday Morning. And I love that show so much. And talked about how he used his role in Jaws to convince Steven Spielberg to cast him in his next movie. Look at this.
And while they were still filming Jaws, Dreyfuss started lobbying for the lead in Spielberg's next big film, Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
I decided that I would badmouth every actor ever born that could possibly play that role. And I did.
Those actors were?
De Niro, Pacino, you name it.
What would you say about De Niro? I mean, I get it.
I said, De Niro has no sense of humor. Pacino's crazy. And I would just walk by his desk and go,
yeah.
You know.
Gene Hackman's impossible to work with.
Yeah. One day, I said, Steven, you need a child. And he looked up and said, you got the part.
Yeah. So, it's a really good interview, everybody. Also in the interview, he talked about his battle with substance abuse and his feud with Bill Murray. Yeah, I always like that. Richard won an Academy Award in 1977 for his role in The Goodbye Girl. That Oscar, look at this, everybody. Come back to the TV. That Oscar is not on display in his house, but rather it stays in his fridge. Right next to some Sunny D. Yeah, right next to his orange juice. If you want to see, you know I love good behind-the-scenes documentaries. One of the most fascinating making-ofs, still to this day, is the making of Jaws. It is as good. The stories about that, the stories of making that movie are almost as good as that classic film itself. I mean, one of the things, a little short anecdote, Steven Spielberg wanted to shoot that movie in the real ocean. What is detrimental to wiring and metal? Salt water. So they're going to put a mechanical shark in salt water. And so Richard tells a story. This is real quick. Richard tells a story how all the crew is connected by walkie-talkies. And he said the thing you heard most every single day was this. Oh, the shark is dead. The shark is dead. I repeat, the shark is... The shark would break down like every single day. If you find it, it's on most DVDs for Jaws. We're going to take a break. Everybody stay right there. Back after this. Coming up, the hot dish has a little crow in it. So I guess my strong feelings about Call of the Wild didn't seem to matter much. Find out how this classic story did at the weekend box office. Then they are a Minnesota staple.
Not like where you're like, no, not like that.
I'm talking about the fish fry. But which ones are the best catch? Our foodie Fanny, Stephanie Hansen, has her list. And then prepare yourself. Producer Ted is working hard on his side hustle as a pageant judge. So we're sending him to pageant camp.
Get that butt moving.
Stay right there.
Show me that booty.
The Jason Show will be right back.
You two, I'm going to shout out situations, compete to serve the best face that fits the prompt.
What? Against
I will
Tyra?
decide the winner.
Against my baby?
Okay,
No.
you are a contestant in a smizing competition. Oh! I think I got to give it to Eva. Okay. A friend of me just threw a drink on you. A friend of me just threw a drink on you. All right, Eva. All right, I'm giving that one to Tyra. You're wearing a bikini in a snowstorm.
Right, the struggle.
All right, Eva. That's very sexy, but I gotta give it to your friends here. You're so.
I love it. Love it, love it. Tyra Banks and Eva Marcel battling it out, schmizing on Watch What Happens Live. Probably one of the best moments ever on this show was we were doing an interview with Tyra, and she taught me how to smize.
Show
which was,
me.
yeah, it's just,
Yeah, that's good.
By the way, in that commercial break, I heard from General Manager Sheila Oliver in response to that woman's request. Starting this fall, Leo is getting his own talk show. That's right, yeah. Leo. That's right. Leo, weekdays at noon. That's right. He's going to have a really long work day. That's right. You know, on Mondays, we get a special serving of hot dish all the way from Hollywood. Audience, give it up for Brad from TMZ. Hi, Brad.
Hey, good morning, Jason.
Brad, we are excited to talk to you because you guys are kind of, LA is the epicenter of some huge news today. Thousands, as we speak, are at the Staples Center for the Kobe Bryant Memorial. What do you know?
That's right, Jason. It's going to start around 10 a.m. local time here, but we know that people are already starting to arrive at Staples Center. Of course, there's a heavy media presence. And we do know that this was an extremely tough ticket to get. They opened up registration, and just in the first 5 hours, more than 88,000 people had signed up, with only a couple thousand available. So those who are inside, that money will go towards charity. Not a whole lot known yet about who's going to talk and perform at this thing. Of course, a lot of people think maybe Magic Johnson will say some words, Shaquille O'Neal. And there are reports, Kobe had, I think it was over 33,000 points in his NBA career, and there's allegedly going to be at least 33,000 red roses surrounding the stage for this as well, to honor those points that he scored in the NBA.
Next up, switching. But Brad, I want to clear something up because people have been wondering. Nobody's making money off this at all, right? It's all going to charity. Is that your understanding?
That's my understanding too. Yeah, they had the ticket prices that kind of ranged in value, but all values had the number 24, number 2 in them to honor both Kobe and Gigi, and it's all going to the Mamba Foundation.
That's fantastic. Switching to far less important stuff, the Saved by the Bell reboot is moving forward without Screech, and Screech is outraged. What's he saying?
He is. You know, and you can't blame the guy. I mean, Screech was a huge part of Saved by the Bell, obviously. We know that this new reboot is happening with only a couple of the castmates. And we spoke with Screech, who said, you know what, it's just not going to be the same without my character. He was such a staple, you know, good luck to everyone working on it, but there's going to be a pretty big hole there, and I agree with him.
Yeah, maybe his adult film stardom might have had something to do with it, maybe just a little bit.
Maybe a little bit. There were also a couple of arrests, and maybe a little bit played into it there.
Yeah. Finally, Lil Nas did a little wedding crashing over the weekend. What happened?
Oh, this was awesome. Lil Nas X, he crashed a wedding that was being held at Disney World over the weekend. We got video of him walking in with the bride to his song Old Town Road, and you kind of see wedding guests. They had no idea. They were totally surprised. The reaction on one of the guests' face kind of says it all. I can't repeat on camera what she says in our video, but pretty awesome little surprise there.
Absolutely. And those weddings are expensive, so that probably made it a little extra value there. Yeah.
Exactly.
Brad, have a good week. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you want to just swallow your tongue, go go online and Google Disney weddings. Oh, you have no idea how expensive these weddings are. Oh yeah. If you want a wedding like in the Magic Kingdom or something, you can spend upwards of $250,000. Yeah, they will shut down yes. The carriage, you can come in on the carriage. I believe that's like $75,000. Oh yeah. It's nuts. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty meat. That's a pretty average. You can go real cheap. But the cheapest wedding is you and maybe like 3 guests, and Goofy
there weren't
stands
a lot of
there.
people there. There weren't a lot of people at that wedding.
I know. Well,
why not get married like on the Eiffel Tower or Antarctica for that rate?
Why would you? Okay, yeah. Anyway, next in the dish. On Friday, I predicted that the new movie Call of the Wild would bomb at the box office. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm here to admit I was wrong. That's right. The movie.
Thank you, all 4 of you.
How dare you clap at that? Yeah. I just told the audience a few minutes ago that they were a delightful group for Monday, and now they're clapping for this. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, I was wrong. The movie with Harrison Ford and the CGI fake dog beat projections. and took home nearly $25 million and here in the U.S. and $40 million worldwide. But I'm a little right because Call of the Wild was not the #1 movie at the box office. It was beat out by another fake creature, Sonic the Hedgehog. So yeah. So we had fake dog going up against fake hedgehog. So and can I tell you this? This sweet lady emailed me over the weekend. She emailed the show. She was very, very mad at me because I was raging jokingly about the fact that this was a fake dog. And I was like, oh, and it's not a dog, it's some guy named Larry. He has dots on his, dots on his forehead. She said that I owe Larry an apology because Larry is just doing his job. Don't you clap for that? No, she's right. I'm not mad at Larry. Larry is doing his job. I'm mad at Mickey Mouse for saying we should put in a fake dog. You know what I mean? That was my beef.
I understood what you meant.
Thank you.
You weren't taking it out personally on the man who played the character.
No.
You were talking about the idea in general.
The idea. But then I heard from people that had seen the movie. I will admit that I heard from people, people said it's like subtitles. You forget about it after about 10 minutes.
Oh.
They said that the illusion, the illusion is fine. I don't know about that, but whatever. Next in the dish. I told you last week I started watching the Oscar-winning film. I started watching a lot of them, actually, but I started with Best Picture, Parasite. I also, that same weekend, watched fellow nominee 1917. Now, before I give you my thoughts, if you haven't seen it, here's a little bit of the trailer.
In your own time, gentlemen.
Must be something big if the General's here.
You have a brother in the 2nd Battalion.
Yes, sir.
They're walking into a trap. Your orders are to deliver a message calling off tomorrow morning's attack. If you fail, it will be a massacre.
We've got orders to cross here.
That is the German front line.
Hold back! If we're not clever about this, no one will get to your brother.
I will.
That's 1917 right there. Now, the film ended up winning 4 Oscars and won top honors, actually, at the Golden Globes for Best Picture in the drama category. I will say, this isn't, I liked Parasite. I liked it enough. I question, is this really the best picture? To me, in my opinion, 1917 should have won Best Picture. This, I enjoyed it. I love the originality of Parasite. I love the acting. This was the whole thing for me. I was engrossed from almost the get-go. And Sam Mendes is the director of this, and he did this. You probably heard a lot about this. The movie is basically one continuous shot. So there's they're not editing to, camera 2, camera 3. It is one continuous shot throughout the entire movie. Think about that. I mean, just think of the mechanics of that in a war setting. Think about how difficult that is for a cinematographer, for a director of photography, for the director, for the actors. I was thinking about the mechanics. Here they are in a trench. And the director, Sam, yells action. You can't mess up. You have got to take it home. Now look, we're sophisticated enough moviegoers now. There are some tricks in there where you can tell there were a couple cuts, but what an achievement. It is gorgeous. This movie feels, you know what I thought? This movie is kind of like Castaway. Because of the way it's shot, you feel like you're with these 2 soldiers who are on this mission because it's very isolating for them and for as the audience. You feel like you are walking side by side with them in these trenches, in these deserted areas. You're frightened. You're frightened for them. The acting is top-notch. The score is beautiful and haunting. It was it for me. I loved 1917. Loved it. And it's based on Sam Mendes' great-grandfather's stories, too, which added a nice little personal touch. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so go see it, everybody. It's still in theaters. Still ahead, she's coming to a theater near you. Not really. Stephanie Hansen will join us to talk about the best places for Friday night fish fry. We'll be right back, everybody. Stay with us. Love it. Welcome back, everybody. Look who's here. Look.
Wow. Exciting.
Lent begins this week, and for a lot of you, that means no meat on Fridays. And you may be wondering, where are the best fish fries? And for that, we turn to our foodie queen. These boots are made for walking. Give it up for Stephanie Hansen, everybody.
Oh, I was so inspired. I was working on my fish fry segment.
Yeah.
And then I saw that Rick Nelson in the Star Tribune did a fish fry segment too. People in this town.
Love it.
They're just crazy about it.
Love it.
And like Wisconsin, they do it all the time. I don't know why in Minnesota we don't do it all the time, that we just do it for Lent, which starts Friday, because people are crazy about it.
They do.
Yeah.
And I'm going to add one to your list, but we'll talk about that in a second.
Oh, yes.
Let's start with, what's your first one? Oh, is it O?
Obs.
Obs.
Obs is a family-owned place. It's a sports bar. They have like hot turkey and meatloaf sandwiches, but their Friday night fish fry is $14.45. You get a lot of value. You get a baked potato, or you can have fries, coleslaw, but they can have really long lines, like 30 minutes. So you got to get there early.
And the fish is good. 'Cause
Very.
I look for a good, I don't want that I want a good quality fish.
All these places are good. I would not bring you the pre-pressed fish fillet sandwiches.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Even though we don't mind those stuff. We don't mind them. We love
We
McDonald's.
only like
That's right.
them if we're hungover, though. Let's be honest. That's a hungover
This
Friday
is why we
food.
love her, everybody. This is why we love Stephanie. Bennett's Chop House and Rail House.
Okay, another just great family-owned spot. They're kind of known for the Wild Shuttle, and they have an all-you-can-eat crab leg special on Friday nights for $49.95. If you want to see people like look like they are cavemen, that's where you want to go.
Yeah, I
but
love that.
besides that, they have a great fish fry, battered cod. They've got the coleslaw, the fries, and really good hospitality. And they also have this weird golden ale, Miracle on Ice beer that's new that Liftbridge is doing that celebrates the Minnesota on Ice 40-year team.
How critical are you with the fries with these meals? The fries, the accompaniment is important to me.
I think I'm a little less critical on the fries because I want the fish. And
Okay.
I'm probably one of the only people in the world that likes coleslaw.
No, I love coleslaw.
Okay, because I'm critical about the coleslaw. Like, don't
That's
give
fine.
me that canned Jerry's coleslaw. I want you to have made it.
Thank you. I love you. Smack Shack. Smack Shack, Minneapolis.
Okay, so they do great fish all the time, the lobster, but they're doing a great fish fry. You get haddock, which haddock is really one of my favorite ways to eat fried fish. And they have a gluten-free tempura batter. So if you're someone who's gluten-free, go there. They've got good Cajun fries, and it's $14.95. It's cheap.
Right down the road, Red Cow.
Yes. Now, this is interesting because they had fish on their menu, and I was crazy about it. Then they took it off, but it's coming back for Lent. And they're doing an all plant-based fish fry. So if you are someone that wants to not eat the meat, you can get a plant-based soy protein fish fillet. And they say it's really good. I haven't had it yet.
Okay.
But I thought that was really interesting because a lot of people are trying not to eat so much meat.
Yeah, I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
I mean, if I trust you.
Yep.
Max Fish and Chips.
Okay, this place is sort of fast casual. You go to a counter and you order, but don't underestimate it because it's amazing.
Oh, that looks good.
They have clam fries, walnut, halibut, cod, shrimp. You can get fries or curds. You can take out or you can eat in. The fish is really, really good. It's really good.
I could eat that picture. That
It's
looked
so
really,
good.
I'm not kidding. That was a beautiful picture.
Yeah, and it's really good. It's just fresh, it's hot, it's piping. It's just like it steams.
And that's in Southwest Minneapolis and St. Paul, right?
Yes,
So
the original one's on Larpenteur in St. Paul, but they have one in South Minneapolis too.
let's go down Nicollet Mall in Minneapolis, the local.
Oh yeah, so they have the local in Minneapolis and
Yeah.
the local in the West End. The local was like one of the first people to do like fish and chips on a larger scale and have it all the time.
This is one of my favorites.
Yeah, so they do a great job. They've got a really thick fry that's a little more potato-y than crispy.
Amazing.
Yeah, so people really like, if you like an American fry, I guess is what they call them, that would be your place.
Next, Anchor Fish and Chips.
Okay, this place I eat at year-round. Yeah, it's delicious.
Never been there.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. They have like...
Don't judge me, Stephanie.
I know, I'm like, why haven't you been to the Anchor? You go to Young Joni across the street all the time.
I know.
They have great fish. It's very lightly breaded, but they also have curry gravy for your fries and mushy peas and coleslaw and kind of that great British experience. It's a great Friday night, and there's always really nice people in there. And if you have to wait in line, they're all chatty, and you drink your beer in the doorway. It's fun. It's a great spot.
I gotta go. Go to Apple Valley.
Okay, Apple Valley. The suburbs get a bad name, but go to Kelt's Pub. They've got beer-crusted cod. It's $16 with sides, and they also have they make this thing called the Irish Mule, which I like a good cocktail on a Friday night. It's nutmeg, cinnamon, Jameson, brown sugar, simple syrup. It's delicious.
Oh, wow. I don't even like that. Sounds delicious.
I know. It's super good, and it's very Irish, and you should go there on your Friday night when you're practicing your Catholic Lent.
There we go. Pub 819.
Okay, this one I really liked a lot because they've got cod, fries, and coleslaw for $14, but they also have a really delicious cedar plank salmon or an ahi tuna bowl. So if fried fish isn't your thing, you can go with your spouse and you can have the non-fried salmon plank and everyone can be happy for
Where's
Lent.
that at, Steph?
That is in Hopkins.
I'm going to add one. I mention it a lot, and it is in, speaking of the suburbs, it is in the Princeton, Cambridge area, and it is the Pine Brook.
I've been there.
Yeah, and they do a fish fry every Friday, and like all of these places, it's not frozen. They hand batter it every week, every day, and it is amazing. Todd, the owner, and his wife, they do a great job there. And it is just, it's a towny restaurant that does amazing food.
Pine Brook.
In Cambridge, Princeton,
And there's so many church fish fries too. There's a great list actually in the Catholic Spirit. I posted it on stephaniesdish.com. They have every single fish fry. So if you want to do the circuit, some people go to 3 Friday fish fries a night. Yeah, they do the whole tour.
Speaking of Aaron Schwab, we'll be back right after there's a more. She does the circuit. We'll be right back. Stay with us, everybody. I probably would have done the same thing.
Yeah, I couldn't not.
If he didn't look dangerous. Yeah. We're back with Stephanie Hansen. You know, we teamed up with Steph on something. We've been milling around this idea for a little while, and Stephanie was a perfect person to do this with. We're calling it Fancy Food Field Trip. And we have a nice little open. Look at this, everybody.
We have an open?
We have an open. It's the Fancy Food Field Trip. That's right. So what it is, this segment is all about encouraging people to step out of their comfort zone while having a little fun. You hear me, I said this to the producer. I said, you know, I talk all the time. This job affords me a lot of blessings, and I feel very lucky. I get to go to openings and stuff like that, and I'm like, I would like to share it with folks. So we came up with this idea where we had all of you submit for yourself or someone you know, submissions for folks that maybe needed to step out of their comfort zone. Maybe the fanciest food they've ever eaten, and this isn't a judgment, but maybe the fanciest food they've ever had is maybe something like Olive Garden or Red Lobster. So Stephanie and I are going to take lucky Jason Show viewers on a fancy food field trip. You're going to go to some of the restaurants with us that we talk about on the show, on us. The chef will be there and walk you through cuisines that you normally don't get to eat, and we're going to guide you through it. So we're very excited to say we have picked our first person. Now we will unveil the person probably next week. We're shooting it next week. But here's a little bit of her message that she sent to us. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 3 who rarely does anything for myself. This year, I decided to start doing more things for me. My life has always revolved around my children because they are everything to me, but I also have lost myself. So we are going to be shooting the story in about a week we're not even going to tell you where yet, at one of, we actually did mention it here. It's one of the restaurants she mentioned. And she's going to get the whole treatment. And
well, I was asking, does she get like the whole Hansen? Like, am I supposed to give her like the therapy about, girl, you're on the right track, you're doing things for yourself?
She deserves the whole Hansen, yes.
I was like, okay, am I just supposed to talk to her about food, or can I life coach too?
No, you get to be both Hansens.
Hooray.
Foodie Hansen and life coach Hansen as well. Yeah.
Yes.
You do it. But before we go, broadly speaking, what is it, Stephanie, about folks that are worried about stepping out of their comfort zone with restaurants? Are they afraid they're going to be shamed by asking questions?
Yeah.
Why don't people try more things?
I think they're afraid to look stupid in public. So this happens a lot with wine lists or ordering and pronouncing things. People sometimes say quiche instead of quiche because they don't know, like they're reading it phonetically. So,
or like my uncle used to say, vagitas. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep moving on that one. We used to have a lady that would order a carf of wine because, yeah, you stay with that over there. All right, so people are embarrassed. They don't want to look dumb. I can't even look at you. I am in a professional broadcast setting.
Our executive producer thought that I said something very different.
I'm sure he did. Oh. I think everyone else thought you might have said that too. I'm just moving on. This is what happens on the radio show too.
This is what happens when
one of us can't talk because the other one's laughing.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, but you make a good point.
Yeah, people don't want to look dumb or embarrassed, and I think we'll be able to speak to that because we'll ask the chefs and bartenders and people that we interact with, like, how do you feel when someone asks you something that you don't know and you're going to be surprised by their answers?
Give it up for Stephanie Hansen, everybody. Catch her Saturday mornings on The Weekly Dish on My Talk 1071 and follow her. She's great at stephaniesdish.com. And who knows, you could get a vagina with us soon. That's right, yeah. Still ahead, watch what happens when producer Ted heads to pageant camp with former Miss Minnesota USA. You do not want to miss this. We'll be right back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for being here today. That is one excited young man in the front row. Yes, that's right. A few weeks ago, the current Miss Minnesota USA joined us, and at the very end of the interview, she turned the tables on one of her pageant judges. Who was that judge? Our very own producer, Ted. And let's just say the pageant world was not at all impressed with Ted's pageant walk. And one former pageant winner wanted to whip Ted into shape. And that means it's time once again for America Loves Ted.
Now, as many of you know, I am a pageant expert. A while back, I put my pageant skills to the test.
Take a look at this. Roll it, Leo. Ted has been practicing the pageant walk all week. So here we go. Here's Ted in our studio practicing. Yeah, that didn't go well.
And let's just say some people took issue with my walk. And now we have one of my biggest critics, the former Miss Minnesota USA, Kat Stanley.
Hello.
What was your initial reaction to my walk?
Well, Ted, how do I say this? It was.
Can we say that on TV? What would you say was wrong with what I did?
Well, there's a few things. For one, I didn't see any hip movement. Really got to get those hips mobilized. Two, he didn't strike any poses that I saw, so work on that. And then three, he didn't smile enough. Because if your walk is bad, at least you have a smile to distract from the walk.
I think I was going for more of a Zoolander, like.
Oh, okay. First thing we're gonna work on is the easiest thing. It's the smile.
Okay.
So give me a big smile. Yep. All right. That's a good start. Okay. Yeah, maybe just a little creepy. Less eye twitching. Oh. Maybe just like tone it down a little bit. Yep. No, but bring it out. Bring it out more. All right. So good. So pretty. Next thing up is hips. So first we're going to start with a little 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to put that into our walk. Does that make sense?
That should make sense,
all
hopefully.
Right. Yeah. Okay. We're looking for a 1, 2, 3.
See, now that you're like focused on it, it's very difficult.
See, that's what I'm talking about. We got to loosen them up, and it's practice, practice, practice. So I'm going to have you give me a little lap around this fountain here with the 1, 2, 3s.
Perfect.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right. All right, Ted, come on. Come on, let's go. Get that butt moving. Show me that booty. Smile, Ted. Count it out. 1, 2, 3. And now the last thing we're going to do is posing. So the first stance we're going to do is the closed leg stance.
Okay.
So you want one foot pointing at noon, and then the other foot pointing at 3 o'clock. Put your hands on your hips, and then turn your shoulders out. Simple as that.
Oh.
Yep, not awkward at all. All right, the next stance we're gonna do is a open leg stance. You're gonna have both your arms up, you're gonna have both your arms down, you're gonna have one arm up. Just make sure your weight is always on one leg or the other.
Oh,
Nobody
that's
cares.
easy. I
Very
know this
easy.
one.
Yes, you know this one. All right, Ted, so how are you feeling? You feeling good?
No, I feel like you've been a good coach, very positive, and I think you've seen the improvement. So I mean, yeah.
Yeah. No, I think we're ready to put all of our lessons together today. I want to see what you got.
Like walk around.
Yeah. Confidence is key, right?
Yeah.
All these people.
Yeah,
It's
of
perfect.
course.
All right, let's go.
When I walk on by, girls be looking like Debbie Fly. I pick to the beat, walking down the street and my new the freak, yeah. This is how I roll, animal print pants out control. I'm sexy and I know it.
Well, the walk's a 3. That butt, it's a 10.
Wiggle, 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 yeah. Wiggle, 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 yeah. Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
Wow, this has been quite the show today, let me tell you. Oh, well, big thanks to Kat for her free coaching. Sadly, we didn't pay her for that. You can follow her on Instagram at Kat Stanley. Oh, Kendall has a lot to say about this. We'll take a break and we'll hear from Kendall when we return. Back after this. Oh, gosh. Welcome back, everybody. Kendall, you've been in pageants. What did you think of that?
My sister's in pageants.
Yeah.
And I can't unsee any of that.
He can't move his hips. You know what I mean? It was just...
the duck-footed, what just happened there? It was like watching a 3-year-old try to do jazz walks in dance class. It's like...
And then we were saying, too, can you imagine the poor people at Mall of America, the tourists that were watching poor Ted? We send Ted out there just
to the wolves.
To the wolves, yeah. Hey, guys, if you want to come see us this week, all you have to do is get tickets via our Facebook page. Just click the ticket tab right underneath the cover photo. You're in by 9:15 and you're out by 11:15. You never know what could happen. You never know what could be said. That's all I'm going to say. That's right? Then we'll go get fajitas right after the show. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Stay with us, everybody. Fajita. Welcome back. We play music during the commercial breaks. To keep the party going for the studio audience so that no one falls asleep.
Yep.
And thank you, audience. And producer Jeff put on Queen of Hearts, a song from the 80s. And intern Kenny was born 2017 or something.
96.
And and I said, Kenny, do you know who's singing this song? And he goes, no. I go, it's a young lady named Juice Newton. And he goes, Juice? Juice? Yeah, as in orange. But yeah, that's one of my favorite songs.
Oh.
And you had never heard it either.
No, I've heard the song. I just didn't know who sang
Juice Newton. I always said that if I had a kid, I would name her Juice Newton. I would be like Juice Newton Matheson. Yeah, if I had a daughter. Yeah. Juice Newton. Because wouldn't that mean you'd be set? You wouldn't be able to find your name on a mug, but anyway, yeah. Hey, some leftover hot dish today. Remember James Corden had Justin Bieber rank his wife's friends on Spill Your Guts? Well, instead of eating a bowl, Justin answered and put Cara Delevingne last. Well, she didn't find this funny. She posted photos of him and her on Instagram. This from the Victoria's Secret's fashion show where he looks like he's kind of ogling her. And she said, quote, if you have nothing against me, then why don't you unblock me? Love you, Hailey Bieber. He should have eaten the bowl. Bleep. Yeah. That post has more than 2 million likes. That's going to do it for us. Tomorrow on the show, the Thrifty Traveler will join us. He's going to talk about his charity drive benefiting Make-A-Wish. And producer Ted is recapping Fantasy Suite Night on The Bachelor. But right now, go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Go get a fajita.